I want to start by saying a huge thank you to the businesses across Portsmouth that have reached out and offered help with regards to the mobile phones that I put out a plea for last Thursday. Now, you will remember that the Hive, the organisation in Portsmouth who are coordinating all of our volunteering in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, have had to move premises. And as a consequence, their IT isn't what it normally would be. Now, we desperately needed 5 mobile phones to support the lead managers who are organising the response for the most vulnerable people across Portsmouth. Blind people, deaf people, disabled, the elderly, or families in crisis. They're working with supermarkets, they're working with chemists, they're working with NHS England, and they really need to be connected. And I've got a little note here because I want to say a huge thank you to Nick da Costa Green, the operations director from Curatrix, which is a local Portsmouth-based company based in the Technopole, who came up trumps. And this morning, Nick arranged for 5 brand new handsets with SIM cards, unlimited calls, unlimited text, and data to be delivered to the Hive. So that's fantastic. And the guys are now up and running, which is great. I also want to say a huge thank you to Airbus, this Airbus Space, who I also tweeted last week asking for some help and support. They've come up trumps with 11 handsets, which are going to be rolled out to the lead volunteers across the city as and when the volunteering programme steps up as the virus peaks over the next couple of weeks. And also to Andrew Fairley, who's one of our local heroes, local champions. He's a local author as well as being a local business person, works for a company in the industrial estate in Hilsey. Thank you to him for his kind offer as well. Okay, so a lot of you have been contacting me about testing and about finding out when they'll be testing for general everyday people, not just key workers. Now, the government have tested over 135,000 people over the last 2 to 3 weeks, and of those, 22,500 tested positive. We've just heard those numbers from the Foreign Secretary. And they are going to continue testing at thousands of tests per day, initially to the NHS staff, then moving it out to other key workers, and then it will go out to more of the general public as the government maps the scale of the coronavirus and to be able to work out who has already had the virus and who has antibodies. Lots of work being done by scientists and Portland Down on how we can try and combat the virus going forward as well. Okay, so another update. We've heard from Dominic Raab, the Foreign Secretary, in the last hour about the repatriation of British nationals, of people who are currently stranded abroad, who we know are desperate to get home and their loved ones, their families really want them to. So Penny Mordaunt's office is helping a huge number of people across the city who are currently have loved ones stranded abroad. Some of them as young as 17 and 18, backpackers, and in some cases more elderly people who are on cruise ships. The government are trying to get over 100,000 people back to this country, and today the Foreign Secretary has confirmed a partnership, so the heads of terms have been agreed on a partnership between 5 or 6 commercial airlines and the government to run flights where the flights would not otherwise be commercially viable. And this includes EasyJet, it includes Virgin, it includes British Airways. So if you know of somebody who is stranded abroad, who's trying to get home, the key thing is if they have a ticket with airline A, it's now transferable to airline B. If there is a different airline that is still running flights but their original airline isn't, they are now going to be covered by this transferable ticket, which is something that the airline operators have agreed to. But they should get in contact with their British embassy in whichever country that they are in, and you can find out more information on the Foreign and Commonwealth Office website. So do have a look at the FCO website. Okay, so moving on. One final thing from me really is just to say thank you to everyone for following the strict guidelines of not going out and of isolating. It's been 12 days for me today since I've been outside, and I've been finding plenty of stuff to do. I've been really busy with work, reaching out and working and responding to calls and queries and text messages and direct messages and emails from a number of you. So if you do have something I can help you with, then as always, you can email me at my council email address by Googling Councillor Donna Jones, and you'll find my email address on the council website, or you can email me at info@donnajones.org.uk, or direct message me on Twitter, or message me on Messenger. It's up to you. But if you do need help and support, then I'm here, and so are the rest of the councillors across the city. And a final thing from me is to say, please share this update so that other people also get the information. Thank you.